The holidays are always a time for celebration. If there's one community that isn't a stranger to fellowship and revelries, it's the Swedes. Sonja Lundstrom, president of the Swedish Cultural Association of Manitoba, and Vice President Craig Sidwall give us the scoop on their upcoming Sankta Lucia celebration, living with the Swedish spirit, and what's in store for the Scandinavian Cultural Centre in 2024. Let's get into it.
I'm Sonja Lundstrom, and I'm the president of the Swedish Club. I'm also Icelandic, and most of my focus is with the Swedish Club because that's where my what shall I say? That's where most of my energy and time needs to go. Craig represents us on the actual Scandinavian board. And what do? Well, I mostly coordinate it, kind of run things, and get a vision of the future, and keep things alive and energized and with new ideas and new opportunities.
Well, Craig, as a new face here, how about you just tell us a little bit about yourself and your role?
I'm Craig Sidwall. I'm the VP of the Swedish Club. I'm one of Sonja's minions. She is our Energizer bunny out there, shaking hands and greeting people and kind of the face of us. I just kind of sit in the background a little bit more, do a lot of the communications, sit on the board of the building and try and help out wherever I can.
We're a team.
Of course, things like this are only possible if everyone comes together. And I think that sense of unity is just, it's a great example during this time of year now that we're heading into the Christmas season.
It's all about fun and fellowship, like a family. And it's the wonderful feelings that you get from that, our shared experience and bonding through our heritage and our culture. And that's what's so strong in all of us and so beautiful.
Amazing. So, Craig, what is the Scandinavian Cultural Centre?
It is a shared building used by the 5 Nordic countries, their cultural associations. The 5 of us share it and support it, and typically hold functions there as much as we can and bond there as much as we can.
Yeah. I mean, it's always exciting times. Sonja's always sending me invites to different events. It's unfortunate I won't be able to attend Sankta Lucia this weekend. But, coming in, seeing the mural, seeing the other events, you had a concert that happened this summer, which was really, really exciting.
The opera singer. Wow. That's still with us. We're still on high about that.
Oh, of course. It's always exciting, and it's always an inspiration to see how much fun you are having.
And we've had more guests from Sweden. We had Lena Jonassen come. And we're expecting the Swedish hockey team from Tullinge coming in December the 30th.
Very exciting stuff.
And we had Eva Hastel come. And each of them brings something and, exciting things that we carry on, whether it's anchovies or little knit myths or little ideas, we keep building on it. We love it.
So, Sonja, the Scandinavian Cultural Centre, which is the 5 Nordic countries, they're all kind of like sister or siblings and cousins a little bit.
Yeah.
But for the Swedish Cultural Association, what makes Sweden uniquely Sweden?
Craig, do you want to answer that?
Well, I think you're right in that the 5 Nordic countries are like cousins, but we're also separate and distinct, much like Europeans might look at North America and say, well, Canada and the US, they're really kind of the same. And really, we kind of are. But if you ask a Canadian or American, they would tell you they're distinctly different. So what are Swedes all about? I think typically, a lot of Swedes embrace a thing they call lagom, which is a philosophy of living simply, not too much of anything, being reasonable and enjoying what you have. Swedes, maybe you might say they value quality over quantity. It's not, Swedes are not a people that are like to display a lot of wealth or success. They like to just enjoy it.
And the other thing about the Swedes of Manitoba, they settled differently. When they came here, they settled throughout Manitoba in all kinds of remote areas because they were, like Craig says, simple, content, wherever they were. So to connect with these people and that history and the culture, we've been the Swedes on wheels. And every year we go to a different place. And this year we went to 2. We went to Ericsson, and we bring our food and share our stories and our midsummer and our dollar horse and meet with people we've never met before, but we bond instantly. And then in the fall, did a day road trip to Lundar, Eriksdale, Steep Rock, and Ashern. And again,
Wow.
it's so wonderful. To me, it's the simple things, it's the little things that we connect with, all of us with some music and some stories, and being where our forefathers have been, and the memories that connect us through those wonderful. We're so grateful for our ancestors, and all of us want to be celebrating that.
Of course.
I'm talking too much.
No, it's all good, Sonja. We love hearing from you. So, a really cool event happening this weekend. Who wants to start with that and tell me what's all going on?
Santa Lucia has been something that we've been doing since the early 1900s, since we came here, and it's a celebration of bringing light at the darkest time of the year. And that's a simple thing. We celebrate the darkness, so it's dark with a little bit of lights in it. And Santa Lucia with lights in her hair, and the rest of the parade come with lights through the darkness to bring the message of joy and love and peace to everybody. So it's a celebration singing Santa Lucia. It started in Sweden to celebrate, to bring to the poor, and they get it from the palace and give it to some of the poorest islands. And now in Sweden, Lucia buns are served by the oldest child to the elderly first thing in the morning, and then they parade down to the school and they celebrate. It's a very big celebration in Sweden. Here in Winnipeg, we've been celebrating it every year, and we have a marvelous group of people that come together. It's about the food, the Lucia buns, the coffee, the gingerbread. It's about the children and the families getting together that have got together through all these years. And now it's like a reunion. It's such a beautiful experience to share this story then with the other families that want to come and share it with us. So it's through food and singing, and we do our ring dancing around the Christmas tree and like a family sing-along. It's a joyous time. It's celebrating this joyous time of the year. And everybody goes out there, I have to say it, on adrenaline, a beautiful, beautiful, loving, joyous feeling in their hearts, in their souls, and their tummies. It makes us all so happy. And we invite people, go share that with the world. That's about peace, and that's about love, and that's about kindness. And that's what we're trying to convey with it. It's been a joyous experience already. We've been partying for months, okay? First of all the connections with the ticket sales, then the connections of the practices of all the children, all the families. We may not see them otherwise, but they come for this. And then we get all the former Lucias to come with their families to sing. And then the new people coming that connects through Lucia at this joyous time. And then the baking bee, and we had about 14 of us, and we get together because we all like to cook. Oh my goodness.
Of course. I mean, that's an integral part of culture and celebrations, right? The food.
The food, but it's in the making of the food. You know, we like to be working and doing something. and we made Christmas decorations. We at our fika, okay, so we made these little hearts, and we made Christmas decorations, and we're decorating our tree with them. And we all the decorations on the tree are all right from Sweden. So it reminds us again the richness of our culture, that it's been brought here and that we keep sharing and sending out to the world.
Mm-hmm. So this is an invitation to anyone to kind of attend.
No, we have limited seating.
Limited seating. Okay. Are you already sold out for tickets?
We were sold out in November.
Wow.
Well, this is a hot thing.
Okay. Wow. That's really exciting.
Everybody's got the history of experiencing, and we want to come back. We're hooked on the experience.
That's awesome.
And we've got families coming from all over, from the States, from Dryden, from all over to celebrate this special Swedish event. Now, other cultures, other Scandinavian countries have a form of lighting the candles and things, but it's not like the Swedish people do.
You party a little harder in that sense.
You could say that, yes.
They do it differently. I think everybody has a party. Like the Danes have a wonderful party. Tomorrow night, the Finns, they'll have a wonderful party. This is sort of our kind of, it's sort of celebrating the simple things, celebrating the darkness and bringing light in the darkness of being together. It's quite simple.
Well, Sonja's touched on this a little bit, Craig, but why is it important to hold events like Sankta Lucia, but also celebrating as cultural association as a whole? Why is that important?
The answer is the same answer that I think every cultural association in Manitoba would give you, right? It's a celebration of who we are and where we come from and a shared past and a shared future. And it's a great way to meet people that you haven't met before and establish new bonds and feel a part of something that is greater than yourself.
It's been a very busy year. Sonja, you talked about the opera singers who came by, and you've got the hockey players who are going to be coming in December, and Swedes on wheels. What are some other things that happened this year?
Oh God, you haven't heard that. We want to have a snowfest jamboree out on the forks with a fire and singing and dancing around the fire. And these stories are so important. So we're hoping to collect further stories. Our webpage is full of rich stories from all these places we've gone to. They're such authentic stories. They're so unique. And we're going to try and get more stories. And Craig's a writer, and he's looking after that part. In the winter, we get together with our Zoom book club. And we've got some exciting books and our Zoom movie nights. And then, these road trips have been pretty successful. We've hit most of the places in Manitoba. We did a trip to Lindsborg a couple times in Kansas, because that's the little Sweden of America, kind of like Islanda Dingadagalen is to the Icelanders. But this year, we're going to go to the American Swedish Institute in Minneapolis.
Ooh, that's exciting.
June the 15th to celebrate Midsummer and meet the new director from Sweden and see that very historical part. So look out. The Swedes of Canada are coming to US of A.
Craig,
Like once you get south of the border, Minnesota is where they first immigrated to. We're going to meet all the Swedes along the way. We don't have to plan it. They'll all be coming out.
Yeah, just everyone coming together. That's going to be really exciting. Are there some other things, Craig, happening at the Scandinavian Cultural Centre? Are there any cool events that are coming up from some of the other clubs?
Well, the biggest event of our year is in the summer, Folklorama. We hold our pavilion there. And everyone has a Christmas function there. There are lots of other clubs too. There's stamp clubs and card clubs that meet at the center. And gosh, Sonja, at the center, a lot of our events are outside the center. We were at the Winter Cities Conference last year. We had people skiing on the river and things like that. But Sonja, help me with the events that are actually at the center.
Well, for New Year's, everybody comes along and brings its potluck and brings games, and we play games and eat. So all the cultures get together. It's a very casual kind of thing. A lot of the lunch club, Friday lunch club closed down. We don't have our regular brunches. In the new year, we'll be having our brunches, and that's where we celebrate our culture again. Like in January 14th, we're having Yule plundering, where we take down the Christmas tree by dancing around it again.
Lots of dancing.
We like the dancing. We try and because all ages get involved in the dancing. The young people just really love the dancing. And if everything is about intergenerational, we're all evolved. What shall I say? Evolving beautiful people.
A lot of the events cross the different clubs as well. We do a thing called TGIF once a month, where we just bring in a guest speaker that we feel will be of interest. The next guest speaker is going to be, gosh, I forget it, a woman. The topic is going to be, should Louis Riel be noted as the first premier of Manitoba? She wrote a book on the subject. Dang, I've drawn a blank on her name. Shame on me. But so we do that once a month. And again, that's welcome to all. So the clubs do separate events, but we do events together as well.
We have several different dance and choir groups, and the choir is having a concert on Monday night. And we have a fantastic Scandinavian choir that have, there's young people that have sang there for years. It's excellent. And our dance group is very active. And our dance group often comes with us on our road trips. Okay. So, and we have the young Scandia folk dancers. And then we got, I forget, well, there's the two groups, the younger and the older. And then we got the children. And the children is very popular that Saturday morning at the Scandinavian Centre. And they do lots of different entertaining also and events.
I was going to ask you a little bit about Snowfest. It's a very different year this year for Snowfest.
Well, that's why we're always different. We rise to the challenge. But I actually had a meeting around the campfire at the Forks with Andrew Swanson from Trails Winnipeg, because we can't do it. We're older people. We can't do it by ourselves, but we got a lot of ideas. We try and partner with other people to make these things happen. On our own, though, we're planning skiing Mondays at Kildonan Park every Monday, 1:30. We're off skiing, and we may have an indoor snowfest. We've done that before, but we changed during COVID. Well, Ryan, you remember we had you out in the kick sleighs.
I was just remembering last time. It was really fun going out in the cold, being out on the river, and I'm just interested to see if we're going to be able to do that this year, because it's been pretty warm outside so far.
We'll think up some creative thing. What about just dancing at Assiniboine Park or something around a campfire?
Great. And to kind of wrap things up, you're talking about getting all generations involved, that these celebrations are intergenerational. Is there any kind of conversations about getting younger individuals involved in the more leadership positions at the center?
It is universal. And what is happening with Lucia is the former Lucias are coming back and wanting to be involved. So we're doing that exact thing. We got one of our Lucias now leading the ring dances. And so it's just, I don't know, it's not a direct thing. That's the universal question for churches, for everybody. But how I see it is intergenerational and an opportunity to teach and mentor these people and support them into taking on new roles and let go a little bit. Let go and let it happen. I've got a girl mentoring me to be the leader next year, to coordinate, hopefully. And so as they get supported, we got some bright people. We got opera singers singing in Lucia. They come from the opera. They started singing at Lucia. Now they're coming to sing. It's just really outstanding.
Amazing. Craig, Sonja, thank you so much for taking this time to share a little bit about what's going on at both the Scandinavian Cultural Centre and the Swedish Cultural Association. Are there any final words that you would like to leave with people?
Good Yule and good net air for everybody.
Exactly.
And one thing they're doing in Sweden after COVID is they're encouraging everybody to say, hey, hello to everybody. Everybody you meet, whether it's sitting on a picnic bench, say hello. It can make a world of difference. It's just a gentle act of kindness. And the Swedes are really into that. So that's my parting message.
Very well said, Sonja.
Have any stories you'd like us to share or communities we should highlight? Leave a comment on our social media or reach out to us on our website. I'm Ryan Funk. This was You Talk, and have yourself a good one.